You just mentioned, Vivek Ji, that Hanuman Ji took a human form prior to going to meet Sri Ram and Sri Lakshman when they were wandering in search of Mata Janki. There is also this reference in Hanuman Chalisa, Ashta Siddhi Navanidhi Ke Data. So what it actually signifies is that he was capable of getting any form or roop. How do you subscribe to that? How do you view this? How is it possible in physical form? Because then you are defying the physical laws.
There are two questions, and let me repeat that so we are clear what we are speaking. First question is that how do I see when the forms are changed? When Hanuman Ji took another form to reach to Mata Ramji and Lakshman Ji, as well as when he had gone into, when he reaches to Lanka, he takes another form.
Yeah.
Constant, there is a change in his form. And second question, if I see that and if you meant the same thing, that how do I see the form less? He has lost a certain form, how do I see that? Let's get back to the first question. Actually, what happens that general society, psychology, our mind says that if we are not capable of doing that, it could not happen. That's a general sentiment, that if we are not capable of doing this, it's impossible. And this has come more to more. As long as the mind has been active, it's not the first time that people have been asking that if I cannot do that, how could you do this? If I could only sleep 8 hours and be normal, how could you do that with a couple of hours? Look, we have in our country many people, those who sleep a couple of hours and is still active.
Yeah.
Those who get up 2:30 in the morning and they are performing well, better than us, those who get up 7 o'clock in the morning. So let's agree to one thing, that if we are not capable of doing something, it doesn't mean that it cannot happen. We are not capable of doing something because we have not followed the certain regime that has to be followed to achieve that skill through which we can change something.
To unlock that potential.
Yes, to unlock that potential, as well as to achieve the singularity of our being, because we are at the end of it, we are constantly changing form. Maybe we are not changing through body that quickly, but we are changing the form. Let us look at your picture when you were 8 years old and look at your picture right now. There is a huge change. There is a change in our thoughts that were when we were 14 years old and right now who we are. So we are changing. There is a change. We are changing a different form that happens even in this body. But if we want to take form different than other human, we have to follow that regime. And if somebody has to follow, please get back into our history. There is a whole chapter, there is a whole thing that how even living in your form, you can go in a very many different forms. Even we don't have to reach to Hanuman Ji. We have to just go to Sankaracharya Ji 1200 years back, which is documented well. And there are people who travel, who still travel. Maybe their form is here, but they are traveling somewhere in US and they are not very far, they are just here. So we constantly change form. We do in a very many level. It's only about us to believe and to see this universe that here the form are possible to change, first of all. Second question that you had, that what will formless? When Hanuman Ji goes to Ramji and Lakshman Ji to meet and changes its form in human, I would have loved to be asked that why does he changes his form in the human? Why doesn't he go in a same Vanara form? Why doesn't he go? There's a huge thing about it, why he doesn't go in the form.
Yeah.
But when he changes the form, the appearances are changed, nothing else. And if you look at us right now, we also change our appearances when we go in the marriage. Look at the bride and the groom. If you look at them in the normal life, probably you wouldn't believe that these are the same people to whom you have gone and shook hand and given a small envelope or big envelope. There is a whole, this country is very brilliant in, what you can call scaling it down. Probably we should scale it up. But let's get back to the real that I would have loved to be asked. That, see, Sugriv was so fearful. Sugriv was extremely fearful that these two gentlemen are going to come and kill me. He requests Hanuman Ji that you please take a bhesha, a rupa, an appearance of the same human form. In Valmiki Ramayana, there is a whole debate about it.
Okay.
Hanuman Ji asks that Sugriva, what is the problem if I go in the same form? Wouldn't do the same purpose like if I do with a Brahman bhesha? He said, no. Humans are very brilliant. They can deceive you. So go in the same deceptive form. Hanumanji has to take, even at that time, Hanumanji has to take the deceptive form, because humans have always seen deceptives. And that was a fear of Sugriv Ji. Sugriv was very fearful. And Hanumanji has to respect his fearful leader. That's the devotion, that's the bhakti, that's the knowledge of a Rajneta, that's the knowledge of a politician, that even a deceptive and a fearful king has not to be outsmarted.